And now on lap 20 we come and look at Domingo going down towards the last corner. He's going to hook it into this corner, and on the way out he catches the grass and the curb and round it goes just like it did before. And he's facing the wrong way and he's just got to get the car turned round again. If you look at some different camera angles on it, here we are trying to get the car turned round and gets it in gear, and luckily no one around him, and away he goes again. And now we have a look on lap 21 at Firepower going down to the second corner. He's got Rodders behind him, and into the second corner he goes. Quite wide there for Firepower. Look, he didn't catch the curb on the way out, and then Rodders having a look up to the top of the hill. No way around there though. Firepower holds his line as we go out the corner. Oh, massive switch there on power for Firepower. The Firepower with the power, and the power's too much, but he kept it going. Little twitch as we go over the mountain, speed building over this part, and he goes to defend into the left-hander because he had a bit of a wobble there, and he goes off onto the gravel. Oh no, we were doing a good job there, but just goes a bit wide, and Rodders goes through into 7th place, with Firepower now down to 8th in the very twitchy and slidey Aston Martin. Now let's see what Domingo's up to on lap 23 of the race. Again going into the hairpin, and out of it we go, and he's used too much of the inside curb and it's hooked round on him and he's spun. This is not a good place to spin round, and I think he's got traffic approaching him as well. There we go, Josh goes round him, and then Gergo's Cyrex round him as well. This is not a good place for him. You have to wait for all the traffic to come through, which he's been very sensible about it, as Callum comes through just missing him. And I think there's one more. There's Neil and TY, the closest of the lot, almost hitting him. But good on Domingo there, very good awareness there, letting the traffic go through before attempting to turn the car around, because it's not always possible to spin turn it, so good job. And now let's have another look at that on board with TY. He was the closest one to Domingo in that, as he goes up the hill, and there's Domingo as he attempts to turn around. And now we're on to lap 24, looking at Josh going down the dipper sideways, thinking it's Formula Drift. And he held it well. And going down to the Forest Elbow, straight line into the corner, and round we go, tapping the wall on the way out as well. And Cyrex saying, whatever you can do, I can do better. He clouts the wall on the way out of the corner there, Cyrex does. But Anime, Josh in the lead. On lap 24, we have Cyrex in 2nd place in that Nissan. Callum is in 3rd. There he is, 3rd place for Callum. And then Neil Farmack in 4th place, with right behind him the yellow Nissan of TY in that Pennzoil car, the bright yellow Nissan. There is Neil in 5th. So that's your top 5 is Anime, Cyrex, Callum, Neil and TY, all in the top 5 of this race, and actually all pretty close together. And now here's a look at Firepower going down the dipper on lap 24. And he's a bit squirrely down there, but he's survived. But he's still sticking with Rodders though. Still sticking with Rods in front. Still harassing that BMW. I think he gets a good run out of the corner as the BMW was twitching through the Forest Elbow, and it looks like Firepower might be able to get the run here. Let's have a look. There's on board looking back from the BMW, but doesn't look like the Aston Martin's quite got the legs on the BMW down the straight. Looks like the BM's got a bit more top end, and it just helps Rodders stay in front as we go into the braking zone there, and looks like Rodders is keeping hold of the place for now, but Firepower is knocking on the door, wondering if there's any way of him going through. Still on lap 24, and we have Rodders there, just goes a bit wide, and Firepower goes to the inside, looking to get the inside for turn 1. He's alongside the BMW, but nope, thinks better of it. Rodders goes and moves across and takes his racing line, and Firepower backs out of that one. Thinks, right, not going to bother going for that one. I wasn't confident enough into the corner, so we'll wait now, get in the draft, and look to try and get the Rodders towards the second corner, but doesn't look like again he's close enough. That BMW having quite a lot of grunt and just helping him propel himself up the hill, and Firepower then remains in 8th place with Rodders still in 7th place in the BMW. And now to a pit stop. It's Josh in the pits from the lead of the race. Cyrex goes round, Callum goes round, but we have Cyrex. Cyrex and Callum go round, and Josh into the pits. Then Neil goes round as well, and so I think TY is as well. But yeah, Anime into the pits, not quite at his box yet. There he is. He is at his box now. Fuel absolute minimum, so definitely needed to box this lap. And now there'll be quite a lot of fuel going into that BMW, and TY there still keeping with Neil Farmack. He's not too far off the back of that Mustang now. Still trying to push hard and catch that Mustang. There's Anime. He's out the pits now. And look at Callum in the Bentley. He's sticking with Cyrex. Actually, he's catching Cyrex as well. Looking like Callum's catching Cyrex quite well here as we start the climb up the mountain. This is where a lot of the grunt comes in, and make sure you've got enough grip in the tyres to take these corners more or less flat if you can. If you can take them flat, it's brill. If not, just a little lift helps out. As Callum then, yeah, you can see him there. He's got a lot more confidence over the top of the mountain compared to Cyrex in the Nissan, and he closes right up there as they go now down into the dipper. Very clean from both drivers. Bit of curve from Cyrex on the way out. It's a little bit wide. That could open the door for Callum, but no way through yet into the Forest Elbow. And down out of there. Looks like both drivers got quite a decent run there, so we'll have to see how that's going to pan out down the Conrod Straight, and then they approach the chase at the top of the hill. We'll have to see who's got the... Oh, there we are. Even before the chase, the Genesis pulls alongside in the Bentley colours. The Genesis X pulls alongside the Nissan and goes through and takes the lead. Callum takes the lead of the race with Cyrex now down in 2nd place. Neil Farmack still ahead of TY, but TY is a lot closer now to the back of that Mustang than he's been so far. But Cyrex, yeah, Callum is in front and looks like he's pulling away already from the Nissan. And Neil Farmack then into the last corner with TY right behind him. Again, they're still quite close together. So yeah, Anime's come out the pits. He's on soft tyres. Again, a little bit less fuel in the car. I think he's just going for full stints on soft tyres and just doing what he can. And there's Bids in 6th place. Not doing too bad as well in this. There's Rodders 7th. And then we've got Firepower behind him in 8th place in that Aston. So Rodders has got through on the Aston Martin, and yeah, there's Rodders. He's in front of the Aston Martin. There's the Aston Martin. Oh, Firepower using a lot of curb there, but gets away with it. Domingo down in 9th on the hard tyres, and Keith not too far behind him now, so that could be a little battle to watch out for. Domingo and Keith as they go down towards the last corner. But oh no, it's not going to be, because Domingo is going into the pits now. Fuel a little bit lower. I was on the hard tyres, so he might be switching it up. Back with the Rodders and Firepower situation as we go down the dipper. Firepower, massive slide out the dipper, spins the rear wheels right up on the as he goes down into the little dip there, and spins the back axle up and finds himself facing the wall. But luckily, just a little graze. And now we have Firepower doing an absolute dance there. Right around the bottom of into the bottom of the chase, absolutely sideways there. Both drivers pushing hard, and you can see both cars squiggling, and all sorts of Firepower again sliding there. And now we have Bidster coming into the pit lane in the Supra. There he goes into the pits. Mechanics wheels off, wheels on, faster than F1 pit stop. Fuel goes into the car, and looks like Bidster's still set for joining back into 6th place. It's been a bit lonely so far in the race, lap 27 to 28 with Bids, but he's at the pits on now he's on the hard tyres now. He's switched it up from the softs, he's now on the hards, so let's see what happens. And now we have a pit stop for Rodders there. As we've got Neil and TY so close together there. really close on track there, but TY says, right, enough of that, I can't get past that Mustang, so I'm going to try and do it in the pits. So TY goes into the pits, and Cyrex is in as well, Rodder's in as well, so we've got a few cars into the pits here. Rodder's and Firepower both in actually, so we'll see where they both rejoined. Firepower there up on the jacks, getting the tyres changed. Down we go, and we'll see where he's going to rejoin in all this. And we go out the pits, and Rodders, yeah, he's out the pits. Firepower just coming out the pits now as well. So there we go, both cars exiting the pits. So Rodders in front of Firepower, and then TY's out, and Cyrex shouldn't be too far behind. Cyrex is there, so Cyrex might have taken him a bit longer to change tyres there, I think, but he's out behind TY now, so he's some kind of issue there. But TY's got a penalty. TY's got a penalty. So what was that for? Not sure what that's for. It wasn't on the way out of the pits, I don't think, so we'll have to find out. And here's what happened to TY for him to get that penalty. So he goes into the pits, a bit too hot, cuts that corner there, because he didn't keep it on the actual tarmac bit. The game is giving him a 1.5 second penalty to serve. And now the race leader on lap 31 of this race out of 60, Callum, is into the pit lane. So the Genesis X into the pits. Neil Farmack now in second place. Now, is he going to pit? Is he going to keep going around? He was having a nice battle with TY. He's still going to keep going here, Neil. So he's going for a longer stint this time. So it's going to put him a bit out of sequence. Callum's still not at his pit box yet. And there's Josh going around the last corner. So he's going for all-out speed and probably a few more pit stops, but trying to use all-out speed to try and help him get further up this race. And there's TY coming out the chase with Cyrex. There's Keith in for his pit stop, so 3 litres of fuel left. He's had a nice long stint on those hard tyres. I will have to say they're not worn much, which is good, so good tyre wear on the hard tyres. Just have to see what happens later on in the race, whether he can come back. So he's not been doing too bad a lap times, but obviously off the pace with the hard tyres compared to the softs or the mediums, but still not doing bad there, Keith, as he powers on up the hill. Now coming down the chase, we've got Neil Farmack in the lead of the race, and then Anime is closing right up to him. Josh closing up there in the Z4. Obviously Neil's due a pit stop, and Anime's been in. He was in the pits about probably 4 or 5 laps ago, 5 or 6 laps ago. So he's in the middle of his stint. Neil's going towards the end, so his tyres are more or less on the way out. Neil's at the minute, but he's trying to go a bit longer on his stint. And Anime closing right up here behind the Mustang. Looks like he's going to try and go for a move here. As we go back to Callum, just going to the last corner. There's TY and Cyrex. Now here comes the move. I think here comes Anime to make the move on Neil Farmack. Pulls out of the draft of the Ford Mustang down the bottom of the hill into the second corner. And there we go, straight through, and taking the position goes Anime. Neil trying to stay with him, but looks like Anime's got the pace here at the moment, and Callum in third, TY fourth, Cyrex. Oh, TY slid round, he's gone round. Oh, Cyrex just misses the back of him, and so does one of the other cars there as well. That was close. Let's have a look now from on board with Cyrex, how close he was to disaster with TY. There goes TY, too much curb, and through the gap goes Cyrex, absolutely through the eye of the needle, and manages it. And now it's pit stop time again, and it's Neil Farmack into the pit lane. Up on the jacks goes the Mustang, fresh set of rubber, so he's finally in the pits. Now where will he come out? We're in relative to TY. I've got a feeling TY will be out a bit more. He'll be out in front because he's had quite a few clear laps to get in front, and Neil's had tried to extend his stint. So we'll see. I think the Nissan should be out in front. I think. Oh, but no, he had that spin, didn't he? He had that spin. So is he out in front? Yes, he did. Even with the spin, TY is out in front of Neil Farmack. So you can just imagine where he would be if he didn't have that spin. But he's still gained on Neil Farmack, but he'll be kicking himself, TY, because he could have gained a lot more from that. But it is what it is, and he's going to have to try and get his head down to see if what he can do about the rest in this race. He's got Sarix, Callum and Anime up in front of him, but Anime having an absolute time down the dipper now. I think his tyres are on the way out again, because he's absolutely going hell for leather here. But one thing you can't fault Anime for doing, Josh is his name, you can't fault Anime for absolutely going for it at this point. But Callum has just put in the fastest lap of the race, a 1:59.945. So he has put in a good lap there, Callum. So Callum's on the move as well, so that's probably why Josh is pushing so hard. And Sarix out ahead of TY, because due to TY's spin, I think it would have been a lot closer or in front of Sarix if it wasn't for that spin that he had. And he's out ahead of Neil, because Neil extended his last stint, but that means Neil can extend this one. So we'll see how it's all going to be juggled out at the end of the race, and we'll see how it goes. And there he's just back to lap firepower in the Aston. There he goes, doesn't make it too hard for him. And round goes Neil Farmack, and Firepower has a nice little draft off the Mustang as he goes past. And there's Bidster in 6th place. Lap 34 of this race, still on the hard tyres is Bids. Not doing a bad job here. As we go up and over and into the mountain section at the top. And there's Rodders in 7th place in the BMW, still not doing too bad. Personal best lap on the couple laps ago. Firepower, we've just seen him being lapped there by Neil Farmer, but still doing a good job. Domingo there in 9th place. He's on medium tyres now. I think Domingo's just trying out all the sets of tyres at this point, and well, why not? Let's try them to see what they like. And Keith at the back in 10th. As we now look on lap 37 with Anime and Callum very close together. Anime's not got much fuel left, and his tyres are very, very worn out. Callum a bit more fresher on his tyres, I think. We'll look at that in a moment probably, but yeah, you can see the tyre wear at the bottom of the screen. Quite a lot of red on those tyres there. As you see there, Callum almost fresh tyres and half tank of fuel, so he's got a lot more better rubber, and he's already pulling alongside. That's just the run out the last corner that he had and projecting that up the straight. And he's alongside the BMW, and he should be ahead going into the chase. I don't think Anime will fight it too much, but he might be fighting it. I don't know. I'm wrong. He's fighting it. Anime's fighting it, saying no. If I'm going to try and hold you up as much as I can, even though I am due for the pit lane in a moment probably. But I'm going to try and hold you up as much as I can and make life hard. And he's not going to pick this lap. Actually, he's just going to wait. He's going to defend. But Callum goes round the outside, holds it on the line. Can he use the grip out the corner to get the propulsion onto the straight? And he's alongside him, still side by side, but the BMW is not giving up in this fight. As now around the outside goes Callum, and the BMW cuts him off in front, and there's no way through for Callum, and he's now to go now to the left hand side, which will be the outside for turn 2 again. And Anime defending hard here. I mean, they're on two completely different strategies, but I think the Anime's idea is to try and hold Callum up as much as he can to try and let the other cars catch up and just hold his place, and just to see what he can do. But looks like at the minute the hand of the race, the hand of God or the hand of race, is in the hands of Callum at the minute, because he's definitely got the fresh tyres and the better fuel load at this current state. But Anime doing a good job to keep him behind anyway. As we go over the mountain, inches and millimetres away from the wall. I'm surprised, and this is where Anime's weak. As he goes, he actually makes a mistake before the dipper, and Callum goes through. So Anime, unfortunately, not having the best of time at the top of the mountain, and now he's got a 2-second penalty to boot, probably for contact with the wall or something stupidly related to GT7. But I think it was due to going all 4 wheels off the track, I think. And let's have a look on board with Callum. Yeah, he goes all 4 wheels off, and the game said, I don't like that. So you can have another penalty on top of your half second that you already have. So yeah, and that's why nowadays we don't run with the penalties on. But when we ran this race about a year and a half ago, we did.